right, so we are going to be completing exercise 1.4, filter plate. There's no M, so it's in the imperial system. So I'm going to go back home, create a new drawing. Open. Okay. So I'm just going to adjust this so I can see. There we go. And open that drawing. Great. So now I have to identify my origin point, and for this I'm going to use this bottom left corner. Now the line tool would be great for this. You could also make a rectangle and trim it. So I'm going to start by doing this section. I'm going to start with the rectangle tool. Now I see my width of this bottom rectangle is 2 and the total height is 4. So I'm going to click the rectangle tool and specify the first corner as origin, 0, 0. Enter. I'm now going to input my coordinate. So I want the width to be 2, that's the x value. And here I've input, there we go. So I'm going to specify the opposite corner, 2, 4. My width is 2, my height is 4. I'm going to press enter. It looks like nothing happened. But I should click Zoom Extents, which is going to zoom into the shape I just drew. Now that I got this rectangle, I'm going to use the line tool here. So you could do another rectangle to form this entire section and then trim it, but just to make sure we understand the line tool, let's use it here. So I'm going to draw from this endpoint to the right. And for this, it's giving me, you can see right there, that 3.75. So here I can just type the length of the line. Now, if I were to click down in the command line, I could input a coordinate. I don't want to do this. Now, I already put a width of 2. The total width, based on the drawing, is 3.5 inches. So that means that this is going to go to the right 1.5 inches. I can now continue by drawing my line down. Now, it doesn't tell me the length of this section directly, but it tells me, okay, the entire thing's 4. This is 1.5. So, hey, let's do some subtraction. 2.5 plus 1.5 gives me 4. So 2.5, and I make sure that that angle is 90 degrees down. To switch the box, I press Tab. At this point, I can just do a perpendicular line that snaps to it. Now on my keyboard, I press Escape, and here I've got my outline. Now I can just use my Modify tool, Trim, boom, to clear that out. Next, we need to identify the center of these circles. So I'm going to use my Draw tool with the Circle tool, and now I'm going to input the center point. So the width is 1, height is 2 of this one, width is 1, so the x-coordinate's 1, height is 2. I press enter. Great. And now I specify the radius of the circle. It tells me that there are 2 circles with a diameter of 1. So there's 1, 2. So if the diameter is 1, the radius is 0.5. I'm going to use my Circle tool to do the same thing with this one. Width is going to be 3.5 minus 1, because it's this distance from origin, and that's going to be 2.5. The height of this is going to be 4 minus 1. So this length here, this height, is 3. So 2.5, 3. Enter. Same thing, radius is 0.5. Great. We've finished drawing the part. Next, we need to identify our dimension lines, center lines, things like that.